All right, you all know what that sound means. Today is Serial Monday. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of our Madden 25 Connected Franchise Owner Mode Fantasy Draft Buffalo Bills YouTube series. Today is Monday. Happy Serial Monday, or whatever floats your boat, whether you got Soup Monday, Sandwich Monday, Cheetos Monday. I don't care. I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to play some Madden for y'all. Today, episode number 76, we are putting our 6-1 record on the line against the Dallas Cowboys. We are going into Jerry World in the hopes of reaching a 7-1 record at the midseason mark. There he is, the face of the owner mode part of Madden 25. Jerry Jones, of course, the owner / GM / doomed, damned soul of the Cowboys. And there we go, Cowboys Stadium, which has since been renamed. I forget now what it is, but Jerry Jones has sold the rights, the naming rights, that is, to Jerry World since since the season started. But at the time this game was made, it was still just called Cowboy Stadium. That's what it's known as today. The Cowboys are wearing their Navy jerseys. I find that surprising. Typically, of course, the Cowboys wearing white at home. That's beside the point. We're off. Greg the Leg. Decent boot down to come down to Cox, number 20. I don't know who that is, but he's going to strip one tackle from Jeff Cumberland, break it around outside, but not get very far. Marcus Gilchrist makes the tackle at the 26-yard line. We're going to go ahead, check out these Cowboys. Now, we did play the Cowboys in the preseason in Jerry World right here. We beat them. Glenn McCadden was the rookie quarterback. Now, Matt Schaub, this is interesting. Matt Schaub was the starting quarterback in that game. However, Glenn McCadden, again, this rookie, came in and played really well. He's got some speed, 74 speed there. Awareness, 78. Pretty impressive for a rookie. McCadden was excellent in the preseason, and he seems to be doing well here. 91 throwing power, 88, 83, and 75 for accuracy. So not the greatest deep passer, the passer on the run, but still a very, very solid young player. We'll have to watch him today. Reggie Bush is injured, fortunately for us. That means Daniel Thomas and Monty Ball will be the guys in the backfield there. Anthony Sherman, the fullback. Wide receivers, Roddy White, Darius Hayward Bay, who's got speed to burn. Of course, the real-life Indianapolis Colts, Jerome Simpson and Joseph Morgan. Hopefully for us, Jerome Simpson doesn't do a flip into the end zone today as he did a couple years ago for Cincy. Jermaine Gresham and Alex Smith are the tight ends. Left tackle, Eugene Monroe, very talented young man. Zane Beatles, the left guard. Center is Josh Samuda. Right guard is Uche Nwaneri. And the right tackle is Jamarcus Webb. So a great left tackle on this team. After that, not a whole lot to worry about. Cameron Wake, obviously dominant defensive end of the real-life Miami Dolphins. Cameron Wimbley, longtime Cleveland Brown. Now, Nick Fairley, lead defensive tackle for this team of the real-life Detroit Lions. Not in this one. He's hurt. So Kevin Williams and Carl Klug will be the guys. Also, Merrill Ritter, a guy we once looked at drafting this past year, in there as well, deep on the depth chart. Adam Hayward is the left outside linebacker. DJ Williams, the middle linebacker, and Wesley Woodyard, the right outside linebacker. So behind a very good defensive line, not a whole lot in the linebacking core for this squad. Here, Jabari Greer, Derek Cox, Kyle Arrington, and Cody Sensabaugh are the corners. Not a terrible group of corners, but not a hugely talented group of corners. Usama Young is the free safety. Taylor Mays is the strong safety. Josh Brown's the kicker. And Michael Conan is the punter. So those are our specialists. And let's get on to the game, shall we? Some serious talent on this team. I wouldn't say they're the most talented team we've ever played, but certainly nothing to shake a stick at, particularly when Reggie Bush is healthy. I do consider us very lucky to be playing these Cowboys while he is not. It's nice that Reggie Bush is going to miss this game today because he is a handful to keep track of while on defense, that's for sure. There we go. Nice tackle. Thaddeus Gibson in there. The initial pressure looked to come from, might have been Rob Ninkovich. Not 100% sure on that. Either way, Thomas, the running back, pops up for a gain of 3 yards. So here we go. 2nd and 7 coming up at the Cowboys' 29-yard line. I formation, Gresham to the left side, Hayward, Bay, and White, the wide receivers. And McCadden's going to go another draw. This time, Thomas brings it right up Main Street. Vince Wilfork with the tackle. Another decent gain. As you can see, Jerry World looks a lot like the Bills' new stadium. The screen is a little bit different. We have a box-shaped screen, a kind of a rectangular prism here. It's a series of a few different screens, but still, I would be just as proud of our stadium as Jerry is of his. Ours is a palace. Jerry World, again, still nice, but, not as good as ours because we've won Super Bowls recently. McCadden all day in the pocket, and then Vince Wilfork eats his lunch. McCadden didn't have anywhere to go. The DBs showing nice coverage, and that's something that was great to see last week after getting absolutely chewed up on defense for a few games last week in game, of course, on Thursday in episode number 74. We took on the Philadelphia Eagles, and the result of that game was an excellent defensive performance. Was it an absolute lights-out performance? No, it wasn't perfect, but it was a very, very good effort against a very talented Philadelphia squad. And here, Gino Castro's got some speed to the left side. He's going, got an offensive lineman. He gets around him down at the 25-yard line. So the punt comes from the Cowboys' 24. Gino Castro brings it down to the 25. Huge, huge punt return there. I was looking at our statistics the other day, by the way. Gino Castro on the season, I think, has 11 kick returns. He's been averaging. That's an average of 33.5 yards per carry. That's unbelievable per return, that is. Here's John Kuhn. He's got a block wrapped up, but not before he gets the first down onto the 11-yard line, probably 14-yard line for a gain of 11. Officially in the red zone now. Eric Baldwin picking up a nice block on that play. Vasquez trying to get out there as well. Good stuff. Also, because we have seen increasing... Now, here's a bit of a problem, actually. I mean, it's a good problem to have. But Ryan Williams had a great game last week for us after struggling the previous couple weeks with holding onto the ball. Meanwhile, Basman Hooker's been having a really nice season so far. He hasn't played a whole lot, but when he gets a chance, he really makes the most of it. Speaking of Hooker, we're going to give him a chance to get into the game on this carry. Sproles is back from injury, so we want to give him some opportunities. And then Jonathan Franklin, 4th on our depth chart. There's been an increasing number of people who are wanting for him to get in the game. And here, Basman Hooker can't get around the end. That's Hayward, the left end making... No, that's not the left end. I'm not sure who Hayward is. He must be the outside linebacker. Comes up to make... I was going to say Wimbley and Wake are the defensive ends on this squad. Anyways, he makes a nice play. Basman Hooker stopped for a gain of 3, so we're going to have to go to the air here. 3rd and 5, deep in Dallas territory. The linebacker comes in on the blitz, and Rodgers can't get it away. He had Eric Baldwin open. And so 4th and 5 on the 9-yard line. The way I see this, we have a decision to make here. I think we call a play. We head out on offense. We call a consistent play that generally speaking works well for us, and then we decide how the defense responds, what the formation looks like, and make a decision. It looks to me like Baldwin's getting man coverage from the outside linebacker. For that reason, I like this call. Remember, we don't need a touchdown to get a first down. We just need to get to the 4-yard line. I like this. I like Jackson coming past Baldwin, so we'll go first look to Baldwin, and Baldwin is going to come open right in front of the defender. Bada bing, bada boom. First down, Bills. Risky call early in the game, but if you're going to take a risk at some point in the game, you may as well do it on your first drive, particularly when you're working off such a great punt return, setting you up so well deep in opponent territory. Don't know if I would have done that in a tie game with 1 minute left in the game. Probably would have erred on the side of caution, but in this case, why not? So anyways, as I was saying, here's Ryan Williams trying to get in, can't do it. Cameron Wake shuts the door. That's okay. 2nd and goal. We have another crack at this one. But as I was saying, Jonathan Franklin, an increasing number of people pushing for me to get him some playing time. I promise you that we will get Franklin into the game at some point today. I think the best thing to do would probably, we're going to keep kind of Williams and Hooker in their normal roles. We'll work Sproles in just a little bit in the screen game. and stuff. And then I think the best thing to do would just be to find, maybe it's the first possession of the second half. Find one possession and just give that possession to Franklin. We'll work the ball on the ground. We'll get him a few receptions through the air. And there you go, Ryan Williams, 3 carries for 4 yards. Not exactly a scintillating performance so far, but 2 of those carries obviously coming in the red zone. Hey, he gets a touchdown. That's all that matters. Here, bit of a better kick coming from Greg DeLeg. That goes for a touchback. That's what Greg DeLeg does best. 1:29 left in the first quarter. Bills up 7-0. There's Doug Maroney speaking to unnamed assistant number 1. There's Cox and Gresham celebrating their non-return, getting psyched for this upcoming offensive series. And as you can see there, John Bostic right in the middle of the defense, the heart and soul of this defense. We've had some issues with Bostic over the year and a half that he's been on our squad. Hasn't always been the most consistent performer. However, and look at that, team defense, team tackling. Now, credit Thomas, the running back, with 2 broken tackles on that play, but he still goes for a gain of 0 yards. As I was saying, though, John Bostic, again, not always the most consistent performer we've needed. He's struggled in pass coverage from time to time. He's been invisible at times, letting other teams run amok on the ground. And Sanford misses somehow, comes way up the field. Vontae Davis gets back, makes a tackle on the tight end, Gresham, who goes up for 48 yards. Don't know what went on there with Sanford. My goodness, Gresham was in coverage. That was Durant. Unfortunate there. So McCadden gets a huge completion after a very short pass to Gresham, who was just running a little drag route across the formation. All of a sudden, Cowboys are in position, at least in field goal range, to score on this drive. And here, attacking the end again, and Sanford makes good on that play, sealing the end. Durant there as well. So a couple guys get burned on the last play, show up here, make a nice move. Good stuff. But anyways, as I was saying last episode on Friday, we locked up John Bostic to what I thought was an incredibly good contract for us. The guaranteed money isn't a whole lot. Not that we were looking to trade him anyways, but he is going to make just about $1 million, actually slightly under that, around $900,000 per season for the next 5 years. He's playing out his contract this year, which is his rookie deal, 2-year deal, worth around, I think, $1.6 million total. And Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie knocks it down. Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie looking for his 7th interception of the season. He's already surpassed his 2013 total, 6 and 7 games. It's a pretty ridiculous pace to be on. But a nice knockdown there, elevating, setting up McCadden and the Cowboys in 3rd and 9. 3 receiver set coming out here for the Cowboys. But yeah, Bostic's going to be in Bills colors. He's 23 right now. He's going to be in Bills colors until he is 28 years of age, or I guess 27, and then he'll become a free agent. There, Gresham runs out of bounds. That looked to be Gilchrist in on the coverage, and therefore the Cowboys are going to have to make a decision here on 4th and 4. I foresee them kicking the field goal. Sure enough, they're lined up for that. This will be a 43-yard attempt on 4th and 4 from the Bills' 26-yard line. The ball is up, and unsurprisingly, it is good. So 7-3 is the score. That drive almost only taking shape in the form of that Gresham play that he broke for a big gain. Here we go. Return to Bills, a nice chance to get back at it, put together a 2-score lead here if they're able to score. Jacoby Ford with the return. He gets a nice block from Gino Castro on the end. Unfortunately, Niles Paul, number 84, they're not able to hold up his man long enough. Ford takes a shot. Still a decent return up to the 27-yard line. Anytime you get past the 20-yard line, it's worth it to have the return brought out. And sure enough, that one pays off there. 7 yards may not seem like a lot, but in some games, 7 yards is the difference between victory and defeat. I'll say that. So here we go. Right in the flat, Eric Baldwin, but that, icky pass. Aaron Rodgers, now granted we did lead him back a little bit. Should have let him back into the field of play. Just nobody came over the open over the middle. I think we would have had Manningham there for a second. However, Manningham was about to get lit up, I think, if we threw that ball in there. So maybe it's best to just leave that at that. Here it looks like the Cowboys are showing blitz. We're going to, I think, have to audible out of this. Manningham, let's get him running a fly. Because with Manningham and Baldwin running like that, we might be able to expose the safety. But somebody's dropping back in coverage. But if Baldwin, and the interesting decision there, Doug Baldwin was told to catch the ball. Instead, the ball goes off of his helmet. What an interesting thing to do. Interesting. I'll just say interesting and leave it at that. 3rd and 10 coming up at our own 27-yard line. Hooker and Sproles in the backfield. Jackson in the slot. And Jackson is one-on-one on a linebacker. We all know who's going to win that battle every single time. Deshaun Jackson, 20 yards over the middle. Good for a first down. Also, given that today is game number 8 of the regular season, join me tomorrow in episode number 77 on Tuesday to check out not only the Pro Bowl standings, because the Pro Bowl and the season-ending award things all opened up today for the first time this season, but also, and there's a bad pass to Basman Hooker. Aaron Rodgers not on his game so far today, that's for sure. 4:13 left in the second quarter, by the way. So we're going to check all those out, and then also we're going to update everybody's season statistics so far. So we're going to be able to see kind of what guys are on pace for, how they've been playing so far, who's been really shining and exceeding expectations, and who maybe is on the other side of things, not looking so hot or playing up to their potential. But anyways, nice pass there. Eric Baldwin brings in that one, does not let the ball just whack him in the helmet. That's perfect, up to the 36-yard line of the Cowboys. First down, and we are fast approaching field goal range. Right now, we have a 53-yarder that is in Greg the Leg range. However, we, of course, want to be at least a little closer before we kick a field goal. Though I do have faith in Greg the Leg, as I think everybody does. And here, Eric Baldwin comes wide open on the double move, just using his speed, and he gets around down at the 12-yard line. Eric Baldwin, 4 catches for 48 yards so far today. Looking good. And you can see there, just using his speed. That's something that's so good. His number represents his speed total, 85. And when you're 6'7", lining up at the tight end spot, but you have 85 speed, you're going to create some mismatches. Either you're working against guys who are way too small to be trying to cover you, or you're working against guys who are way too slow to be covering you. That time, he got a linebacker who was on his back feet, not moving quickly, and that set us up beautifully. Just a straight speed move. Excuse me. Wonderful stuff there. Here, 2nd and 10 in the red zone at the 12-yard line of the Cowboys. 3:04 left in the half. This half going by really fast. And Baldwin catches it, and he is stopped before he can get into the end zone. That's his 5th catch of the day. That was the same play that we used to try and get the first down on the previous possession in the red zone. Didn't work. This time it does. Beautiful play there. The Cowboys just having no answer for Baldwin here. And we're going to go ahead, I think, let's go single back. Let's get double tight ends in. And I want to do this. Now, normally I would always run it on first down here. With Williams getting stuffed the first couple times, I would like to try and go to the air. And but Cumberland stops, but it doesn't matter. I was going to say we're only going to go to the air if it's safe to do so. Fortunately, Cumberland was going to come wide open using his speed to get to the outside, as you can see on this replay. But suddenly he stops, kind of opens the defender up for the opportunity to maybe come up and make a play. Fortunately for us, though, doesn't happen, and Cumberland gets what I think will be his first thumbnail of all time. I don't keep track of which player I have on which thumbnail. However, I'm pretty sure that Jeff Cumberland is well overdue for a thumbnail pick. So he gets one there for making a nice catch. Despite the fact that he stopped, he gets a touchdown here. Excuse me, since the return of some of our injured players, namely Jacoby Ford, Deshaun Jackson in week number 4, Cumberland's role in the offense has diminished. He was a really big part of the offense in the first 3 weeks because we were out with so many options just because of injury. Though he steps up there nicely, and it's not that I don't appreciate what Cumberland did or think that he could even continue to do it. It's just, you know, the playing time that he was getting and the opportunities he was getting we can't take those away from Deshaun Jackson. Deshaun Jackson might be our single best weapon on offense, as he's proven this year, playing really well. So Cumberland still like to get him into the game. Just we can't do it at the risk of not giving some of the other talent we have the time they deserve. But with that said, nice job there by Cumberland. On this play here, Thomas took it off the right side, made a nice move. Bostic not able to get out there. Bostic, that's one of my criticisms of him. He seems to be pretty darn good when the opposing run comes up the gut. However, for somebody with 83 speed, he doesn't do a great job getting sideline to sideline. That's something I'd like to see him do better. He didn't do it on that play. Hopefully we see more of that. With that being said, 4-receiver set comes out here in the shotgun. Thomas to the right of McCadden. He drops back to pass, and he goes out to Simpson, who's in man coverage on Worlds. Nice job by Worlds there, staying with Simpson, a much faster player. And we are going to call a timeout as soon as and we don't get a timeout off. Instead, and that's going to hurt us. Morgan makes the catch, and that's too bad. We had an unfavorable formation in there for this team. I meant to call a timeout so we could change formations right as the Cowboys line up. Didn't want to do it too early because then we would be keeping time on the clock for the Cowboys to use. But I cut it too close, tried to cut it too close anyways, and we ended up getting burned there. That was Justin Durant in coverage on a player he had absolutely no business trying to cover, and that's an easy pitch and catch for McCadden, taking immediate advantage of that mismatch. That's just foolish on my part. Here we go, Cowboys, 1st and 10 at the Bills' 46-yard line. They are now over half the midway point of the field. And there's a nice tackle by Kirkpatrick. Gave his man a little bit too much of a cushion. But he does a nice job wrapping him up immediately, keeping him in bounds. That'll keep the clock running at the very least. We're going to go ahead, go nickel. There we go. We're going to go ahead, over Storm Brave, send a little bit of pressure. Because we're sending pressure, we are going to have our linebackers spread out just a little bit. Thomas, and wide open. Dominic Rogers-Cromartie gets beaten there by Darius Hayward-Bay. The game sent me to Shamarko Thomas instead of Vontae Davis for some reason, but that's no problem. Davis makes a nice tackle on his own. So the Dallas Cowboys letting the clock run here officially in the red zone. We have not had really any success so far in we're going to go ahead, give the receivers a cushion. I want McCadden to have to beat us down the field, put something over the middle, and risk throwing a pick. There's Sanford, almost comes up in time for Simpson. Simpson brings it in, however, and the Cowboys call a timeout. They're down 11, but they're doing a nice job here pressing. We will get the ball to start the second half, so if we do allow a score here, it's not the end of the world, but I would, of course, like to avoid that. Cowboys still 2 timeouts, 50 seconds left. Really, time is no longer an issue for them. We're going to pinch up here with Sanford a little bit. Darren McCadden to try and throw it over top of us. And, he goes on. Darius Hayward-Bay makes a crazy catch. Sanford caught flat on his feet. Hayward-Bay uses his speed on the slant. Credit to him reaching way behind himself to make that catch. Now, the bad news is the Cowboys have matched our touchdown from earlier, and they will put the game at just a 4-point margin. But with that being said, the good news is we have 47 seconds to work with and 3 timeouts, which means really that we have a lot of time to work with. And, all things being said, I think we could do some damage before the half, provided our offense is willing to cooperate. But, hey, Aaron Rodgers and company have done a nice job so far today, scoring on both of our possessions. Let's hope they do the same thing. Jacoby Ford here. And he dodges one man, gets around the edge. Nice return up to the 38. I did not think that Jacoby was going to be able to Ford off that one guy. It looks like Ford is down and injured. It seems as though Jacoby Ford gets hurt every single game we play now, which is a real shame. Hopefully he can shake that off, come back into the game, because we missed him in the return game. We had Basman Hooker back there. Teams just started kicking to him because they didn't want to kick to Castro for obvious reasons, and it really affected us. And here Deshaun Jackson makes a nice catch, gets out of bounds quickly. 36 seconds on the clock, 2nd and 5 coming up here at the 43-yard line of the Bills. We're going to have a chance to keep going to the air. I'm not opposed to putting the ball in the middle of the field. I'd rather, though, right now anyways, still try and get out of bounds. Just keep saving that time, saving that time, saving that time. Here we go play action, and some pressure comes. We're going to throw this one away. And there's a flag coming. I think that's going to be roughing the passer on whoever it was who was. We called for play action. There was immediate penetration on the offensive line. It was a good job by Williams picking it up. And are they calling intentional grounding? Intentional grounding for 20 yards? How is that possible? I thought we got it over. Anyways, Jacoby Ford's going to be out for the game. We're going to keep... Now, we can bring him back. He is healthy enough to play. However, I would like to keep him out of it just in case he gets re-injured and it's worse, because there is a risk of re-injury here. We're going to go ahead, go to the bunch trail play that I really like, try to save for these type of situations because it is such good options to Jackson and Baldwin. That being said, the 24 yards is a lot to ask for. Jackson does make the catch, not able to stay in bounds, though stops the clock. 40-yard line, 4th and 8. I think we have no choice here but to punt with 25 seconds left, unfortunately. Just too risky to go for it. 8 yards, not going to happen. Let's send Sam Martin out. He's going to send her off, and we blame the penalty for that one. I thought for sure that Rogers got the ball back to the line of scrimmage. Not sure how that penalty works, but I believe the rule is as long as you get it back to the line of scrimmage, it's fine. Or if you don't, as long as there's a receiver in the area, that's fine. I thought he got it over the line of scrimmage. But anyways, not important. The bottom line is as long as we can shut down these Cowboys right here at their own 25-yard line, we should be fine. And from my experiences in this game, the Cowboys will come out and run it once, be content to just let the clock run out, provided they don't get many yards. So as long as we can prevent Thomas from doing that, and look at that, Bostic comes up, makes a nice hit with Durant, wrap him up for a gain of just 1. Our defense has done a very nice job against the run so far today, and sure enough, the clock will run out. We got just 4 seconds left, and we'll call a play, but it won't go off. There we go, halftime. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys down 4 points to our Buffalo Bills. The good news is we will be receiving to start the second half, and hopefully we can just avoid taking another intentional grounding call. So after the half, we will come out, we will receive. Hopefully the ball comes down to Gino Castro, who has been almost unstoppable on these returns. But chances are I think they're going to kick the other way, and sure enough they do. Jacoby Ford's still in their return game. He has some nice blocks set up, but unfortunately not able to get a whole lot out of it up to the 22-yard line. You can really see the impact of Castro and his speed in this return, in the return game. You saw him just outrun the angles like crazy on that punt return earlier. Ford, still a good returner. Ford was excellent for us last season. Really, really liked him last season in the return game. However, Castro just outshining him. Truly an elite returner, I think. Here we're going to go screen pass to Basman Hooker, and he's got room. I like this block set up, and unfortunately the blocks don't really get out to the sideline. That's kind of disappointing. The blockers kind of stayed inside, and there was no opportunity for Hooker to get back in. But that's okay. We're going to keep the ball on the ground here with Hooker. Don't worry, I have not forgotten about Jonathan Franklin, the 4th running back. He will get a series. It's not going to be this one because the game is so close. But I promise he will get one later on. Basman Hooker gets up for the first down, uses his speed. Hayward with the tackle. Hooker just using his strength to bash him back. Get to the first down marker. And we're going to go ahead, I think, and put this ball in the air. Stutter goes. I like the potential this play has because of the double move with the receivers. If you can time it well with a pump fake. Oh, no, we get caught looking. Wembley with the sack. 2nd and 19. That's too bad. We have some success sometimes when we just open things up like crazy and really make huge throws and whatever else. But every time we do that, we run new risks, and that is one of them. Just get caught looking a little too long, and that shit happens. Now there's a nice catch from Doug Baldwin, tiptoeing on the sidelines, comes back to the ball. 7-yard gain, setting up 3rd and 12. A 9-yard loss on that sack from Camryon Wembley. Hope I'm saying that first name right. And we're going to go ahead. We need to go to the air here as far as I'm concerned. I'm not loving any of these plays. Trips. Curls. I like this play. I like this little post route that Baldwin's running to the inside. I'm going to quickly change. I want Jackson to run a fly. Don't know if and there's, and wide open over the middle. Baldwin, perfect. We got the zone coverage we wanted. Bada bing, bada boom. Eric Baldwin, nice catch. Aaron Rodgers, 76.5% completion percentage. 150 yards through the air. 1 touchdown is a beautiful thing. We're going to go trio option on the left-hand side. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to play in the quarter. I'd like to go just a quick pass here to Baldwin. Sure enough, he's going to come open, and he gets wrapped up right. Pardon me, that's Jacoby Ford. I thought that was Eric Baldwin. There was a pop-up above him, so I couldn't see. Just saw the 80. But that nice catch there for Jacoby Ford. Unfortunately, didn't get much opportunity to do anything with the ball. But we're going to put the ball back on the ground here, I think. We'll go I formation. Keep it simple, stupid. We haven't really been giving Ryan Williams the carries he normally gets in this game because I guess it's been so tight. And he didn't have a lot of success with his initial runs. There gets a run for 3 yards off the left side. 3rd and 7 upcoming here. We're at the 44-yard line of the Cowboys. We need to get a first down here to keep this drive alive. We're going to go strong, and I think let's go halfback slip screen again. I think we learned our lesson the first time. We don't want to get so far out that we are unable to follow our blocks. And there we go. Hooker stays in, and he's got some room, and he gets caught from behind by Cameron Wake. Fortunately for us, though, it sets up 4th and 2. So 4th and 2, we have options on 4th and 2. Again, I'm not a huge advocate for going for it on 4th down. Certainly not all the time. However, when you have the right play called against the right defense and you have the right personnel, I do think that it can be a very good decision. And here, I like this. The linebacker comes on the blitz. We hit Eric Baldwin quickly. And that play works. And Eric Baldwin strips 2 tacklers. Beautiful stuff. He's got 99 yards on 7 catches today. Unstoppable. He had a bit of a slower game this past time around, but he had been a very nice play there. Also, with that being said, as I was going to say, what makes that play work is the fact that Baldwin, who's the interior tight end, there's a pick. Greer comes up. Jabari Greer makes the pick coming up. We're looking to go to Doug Baldwin. We lead him to the right-hand side. Unfortunately, Rodgers didn't really lead him that way. Or no, he did. Greer just jumped on the ball extremely well. Give credit to Jabari Greer. That's Rodgers' 4th interception of the season. It comes in game number 8. Unfortunate there. It happens in the red zone. Too bad. That's really a shame. Hopefully we can stop the Cowboys deep in their own end. They're going on a draw play here, and Thomas has got some room. Sanford misses him. Wilfork misses him. Finally, he's brought down by Durant and company at the 18-yard line. A 13-yard scamper on the draw. That takes balls, calling a draw that deep in your own end when the defense can just pin its ears back and come after you trying to get the safety. You call a draw play. Credit the Cowboys offensive coordinator for having massive nuts. And here they run a read option. Jason Hunter not able to get back. And McCadden gets up for a gain of 16 yards. Did not see that coming, unfortunately. So the Cowboys, in 2 plays, get up almost 30 yards out of the shadow of their own goalposts. That could be the last play, or this upcoming play could be the last play of the 3rd quarter. 18 seconds left. And sure enough, they give it to Thomas off the left side, and he's got room. He breaks this one. Shamarko Thomas back. He wraps him up out of bounds, but not before Thomas goes off for a gain of 32 yards. Unbe-freaking-leavable. That stops the clock as he's out of bounds. 12 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. All of a sudden, guys, this game that we were in control of, or at least I felt as though we were in control of for a long time, is kind of starting to go awry. Unbelievable. And the 3rd quarter expires. Not sure why, because it was pretty clear that Thomas went out of bounds. But that's okay. 4th quarter will start here. 34 seconds left. 14-10 is the score. Bills over Cowboys. 1-1-3 coming out for the Cowboys. So they're going to have Simpson in the slot. He's going to be covered by Jason Worlds, who's totally unequipped to do so. So we're going to try and give him a hand. McCadden in the backfield in shotgun. And he heads outside, and sure enough, on the double move, Simpson just makes a move we cannot follow. Ford catches for him today for 32 yards. McCadden is celebrating, clapping like the douchebag he is. And I can say that because he's a fictional person, not an actual human being represented in this game, but in fact a completely fabricated quarterback being a rookie in future seasons in fantasy draft mode. So here we go. Sanford back, and he's going to go long in coverage. And McCann's got all day to throw. Throws it away, essentially. Finally gets rid of it. Don't know how our defensive line didn't make a play on that one. Unfortunate to see. We could have tackled McCann to make the sack, move them back, have 2nd and 15, 2nd and 18 coming up. Instead, it's 2nd and 10. McCann doesn't even get his jersey dirty on that one. A real shame. Morgan is in man coverage here on Durant. We're going to have to play way off with Durant, try and keep him back. Man, I don't like these. And fortunately for us, that's a favorable matchup. Bostic, though, can't get out. Durant makes the tackle, but 3rd and 4 coming up. Gresham with the play. And this is a necessary stop for this defense. If we are able to make this play, we maintain the lead, we get the ball back, and we can try and run this game out with less than 5 minutes being on the clock by the time we get this ball back. But if the Cowboys are able to come out here, make a first down, then all of a sudden, they're looking like they're going to be scoring a touchdown, and that would be bad. Let's just say that. McCadden with double tights, one tight moving from the left side to the right, so double rights. And, there's a beautiful play from Thaddeus Gibson getting in the backfield, wrapping up Thomas. That is a gorgeous play. Thaddeus Gibson showing not only his pass rushing ability in this game, but also getting up there, making a great run-stopping play. And it's a thing of beauty. And look, wow, this is shocking. The Cowboys with more than 4 minutes left in the game and all their timeouts, they're sending out 4 wide receivers on 4th and 5 to try and get a first down here. Gresham is in the tight slot. My goodness, this is unfounded. I would not have imagined this in a million years, but that's okay. We just got to play good coverage. And Bostic, Gresham, first down. Bostic not able to get the right positioning on the man coverage, and it burns us. First down, Cowboys and wow, this offensive coordinator that started this drive off by calling a draw play on 1st and 10 in the shadow of their own goalpost, goes for it on 4th and 5. Wow, unbelievable stuff. That's wow, did not see that coming. Credit him for that call. And here on the pitch out, Bostic wraps up Thomas, makes a play. So Bostic, his 2nd tackle today. Granted, we were the user player on that one, but still Bostic makes a nice play, getting out on the little trick play, the misdirection from the Dallas offense here. Just over 3 minutes left, time running out. They go right up the gut, and Thomas this time gets in. Ninkovich was there, wasn't able to quite make the play. And so the Cowboys, with just over 3 minutes left in the game, have their first lead. That one coming off the Aaron Rodgers interception that came in the red zone, looking for Doug Baldwin. We thought he was open, able to come back to the ball. Instead, Jabari Greer made the nice play, making a move, coming back to the ball. That's a real shame, unfortunately. We're going to go return middle 2 here, and the strategy here is going to be to score, whether it's a touchdown or a field goal to tie it up. The goal is going to be to score with zeros on the clock. We don't want to play this drive too fast. We want to play it slow. And Gino Castro gets wrapped up there trying to get around the edge just at the 17-yard line. So not a strong return here. And, folks, as much as I promised Jonathan Franklin was going to get in this game after that super long drive from the Cowboys, I don't know if he's going to be able to get in. My concern with Franklin is his carrying ability. And in a game this close, I don't know if it's right to risk a fumble like that. Here goes Williams off the left side. Now, Williams has fumbled the ball a couple times recently, but we have been working on his carrying ability. It's up in the 90s now. It's becoming less and less of a concern. That isn't to say that players with good carrying ratings don't drop the ball every time and now and again in a fumble. But, I don't know, barring something crazy, I don't think we're going to see Franklin in this game. I apologize. I promise we will get him in next time. And here, Doug Baldwin does make a nice play, gets up for the first down. 2 catches for 15 for him in this one. There should be one more play before the 2-minute warning I'd like to get off. I'd like it to be a run just to keep the clock moving, get some yardage on first down, and we will get this play off with 2:02 left. And Williams able to make a nice little speed move around the right side for 5 yards. Decent gain there for him, and that will bring about the 2-minute warning. Both teams with all 3 of their timeouts We're down by 3. The Cowboys getting their first lead of this game with just 3 minutes left. 1:59 left now after the 2-minute warning. We're going to run off the left side, and a nice block there. That was number 52. That was Wembley making the play initially on Williams. 3rd and 2 upcoming at our own 36-yard line. I would like to actually, you know what? We're going to run this one. I want to go goal line. I want to just get the first down, pound it up there for 2 yards, then we can call our first timeout and regroup. But I don't want to risk facing a 4th down. And there you go. Williams makes a nice spin move. Actually gets 5 yards, so it's a nice play just in addition to getting us a first down. We call our first timeout. There's about a minute 40 left. Sure enough, a minute 36 left in the game. I'm not concerned about that. We only are about 20 yards out from field goal range, which would tie this one. Obviously, we'd like to score a touchdown, be able to win this game. With that being said, it is risky to score a touchdown is actually with zeros on the clock. I don't think we'd risk doing that. But here we go. Eric Baldwin makes a nice catch along the sidelines, gets out of bounds, stops the clock. 5-second play that merits us 14 yards, 45-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys is where Baldwin steps out of bounds. And the key with that play, not only stopping the clock, is it gets Baldwin over 100 yards receiving on the day. Not that we're big stats people, but it's nice to see him get on the horse again after a lackluster performance last game. And here we're going to go ahead, run with Rodgers, just get out of bounds after a 3-yard gain. Jeff Cumberland was open for a split second on the corner route. However, I saw a DB back there licking his chops, lining that ball up for an interception. So we're not going to throw that one. Just get out of bounds. It's a sweet and simple play. Aaron Rodgers just keeps it. It's only 3 yards, but hey, it's 3 yards we didn't have before. And most importantly, again, it stops the clock. And here underneath, Deshaun Jackson, can he use his speed? He does. He gets out of bounds, stops the clock, and that sets up 3rd and 1, which I love. 3rd and 1, clock stopped. I'll take that every single time. 1:22 left. And we are now, the good news at that play is I think we are officially in field goal range. It would be a 53-yarder, so it's a big field goal from right here. But Greg the Leg, 53 yards, doable. Definitely doable. Here we go. Goal line play, and Williams, they're going to measure here, which is nice because it stops the clock for right now. Unfortunately, I think the clock is going to start again because it's 1st down. So we get the 1st down. We're going to call a shotgun play right here. We're going to change Deshaun Jackson's route to a quick out route because he is in coverage, I believe, against a linebacker. He's going to win that every time, and sure enough, there he does. Nice play, very fast, but 4 yards. It keeps us from having to stop the clock, and while it costs us a down, it costs us very little time, and it gets us 4 yards, which is a good way to start off any set of downs, picking up almost half the yardage you need. Strong flood here is the call. Eric Baldwin working towards the sideline. I'd like Williams to do the same thing, depending, and we're not going to have it. Oh, Eric Baldwin turned it up the field. It would have been a great play to get him the ball. Instead, we throw it away. 3rd and 6 upcoming. I would almost like to put the ball in the middle of the field at this point because in case, well, actually, no. I preferably, here's what we're going to do. We have one of the best screen receivers in the probably in the history of the game on this squad. I would like to keep the clock running after this play because it would at least force the Cowboys to call a timeout if they were to call a timeout. And there you go, Darren Sproles. He's going. He fights for yards, and he gets up there. Darren Sproles fights for yards. The man weighs as much as a thumbtack. But he fights for yards, and sure enough, we keep the clock running, which I love. It's a thing of beauty, and here we go. 41 seconds left. Eric Baldwin undercuts the safety, and he doesn't catch it for some reason. He even tried, hit him in the shoulder. I hit the triangle button, folks. I swear to God, this is the second time it's happened today, and that one's going to cost us serious yardage. We still have 2 timeouts, so time isn't a huge issue. 37 seconds left. Again, if we're going to kick for a field goal, I'd like to kick with zeros on the clock. But if we're going to score a touchdown, I'm not opposed to scoring with 20-ish seconds left. That would be nice. And we're kind of getting to that point where it might have to happen. Gino Castro wide open on the corner route, and he's able to make the catch, and he scores. Gino Castro in for the touchdown. Bada bing, bada boom. He gets into the game in the slot. And what a catch. Beautiful stuff. We just have to go for one here. We did score a little faster than we'd hoped, but hey, Aaron Rodgers and company just absolutely machine-like moving down the field. We did use up 2.5 minutes out of 3. Unfortunately, the Cowboys have 3 timeouts, so they still have a lot of time to play with those timeouts factored in. They do have an opportunity to get down the field. They're going to need a touchdown because it is a 4-point game, of course. But however, with that being said, I think it's time to put faith in our defense. There's a nice kick from Greg the Leg. Cox does not bring it out. And so the Cowboys have 33 seconds and 3 timeouts to go 80 yards down the field. Not an easy task, but certainly something that's been done before. So we just have to keep our fingers crossed and hope that we are able to make to put forth a nice series here and make the necessary plays. Hopefully force a turnover, end this one fast. That being said, I think the biggest concern for us is watching Simpson in the slot. He has burned us repeatedly today. And McCadden is going long. Davis tries to get back, can't, but he breaks up the play. That was a risky throw from McCadden. Hayward Bay showing off his speed there, getting back just before Davis, but Davis knocked that one up. 5 seconds off the clock there. And 5 seconds in this game is a ton of time right now. There's not a huge number of plays the Cowboys can run, meaning that we need to watch the deep pass. I think by far the best deep threat this team has would be Darius Hayward Bay right now at the wide side. And, Brian McCann gets his first interception as a Buffalo Bill. That will end this one, folks. Simpson going over the middle for that play. Bada bing, bada boom. We're going to watch the replay here. That's going to end this one. McCadden looking over the middle. Don't know why he went there. And what an awful decision. McCann got great coverage. And you know what? The biggest thing that we looked at, McCann, this past episode, or this on Friday, that is. Yeah, this past episode with McCann was his man coverage. We upgraded that just a little bit. And my goodness, does it ever show there? He's in perfect position to make that interception. And wow, what a great play from the defender, who's actually a former Dallas Cowboy. McCann came into the league as an undrafted corner, played his first several years with the Cowboys, has now been in and out with the Cardinals. But here he's our 4th corner in Buffalo, still young, still just 26 years of age. And what a play there. Here, Brian Williams is going to get the first down, and that will certainly end this one. The Cowboys can call a timeout if they want. It's not going to mean anything. Bills win. Bills win. We're just going to take one knee here. Following that, the Cowboys will likely use their timeout after that. We can just take one more knee and run this clock out fully. So there we go, guys. We didn't get Jonathan Franklin into the game. I apologize. Down the stretch, it was just too close for comfort, I will say. I promise we'll get him into the next game. And this time when I promise, I actually make that promise. We didn't have a very run-focused game today. Not a lot of opportunities. I think Hooker only had 2 carries. I don't think Williams even had 10, and Sproles had 1 opportunity. So there wasn't a lot of play to share around. Our run attack just wasn't very virile today. But anyways, that's it for today, folks. 21-17, the final score. Bills over Cowboys. The Cowboys mount an impressive comeback led by rookie sensation Glenn McCadden. Unfortunately, they're not able to finish it off. And the Bills increased their winning streak to 2 games, increasing their winning standing right now to 7 wins on the season. 7-1 is their record. And we'll go through the stats here quickly for you. 21-17, the final score. Total offense, 273 to 228 in favor of Buffalo. And there you go. Rushing yards, we actually lost the rushing yards battle, which almost never happens, but 77 to 46 in favor of Dallas. Passing yards, 227 to 151 in favor of Buffalo, and the rest of these look to be all in favor of us. First downs, 50-9. Punt return yards, 49 to 11. Kick return yards, 90 to 26. Total yards, 412 to 265. Turnovers were tied at 1. Third down conversions, 5 of 8 for us, 0 for 3 for them. Fourth down conversions, 2 for 2 for us, 1 for 1 for them. Red zone percentage, 2 of 3 for Buffalo, 2 for 2 for Dallas. Penalties, we had 1 for 20. They had 0. Possession time, we had 14:01. Dallas had 959. Player stats now. We're going to go ahead and take a look at both. Aaron Rodgers, impressive today, 22 of 29 for 236 yards. He had 2 touchdowns and 1 pick, his 4th on the season. Glenn McCadden, meanwhile, as a rookie, 11 of 15 for 159, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. The pick proving to be very costly at the end of the game. Running the ball, Daniel Thomas, 11 for 61 and a touchdown. Ryan Williams, 10 for 39 and a touchdown. Good for just an average of 3.9, but he did have a lot of short yardage carries in this game. Aaron Rodgers had 3 for -1. Basman Hooker, 2 for 7. Thaddeus Gibson, I think that has to be a blip in this game. Glenn McCadden, meanwhile, 1 for 16. Receiving the ball, Eric Baldwin, 8 for 113. Deshaun Jackson, 5 for 53. Leading the way for Dallas was Jermaine Gresham, 4 for 75. Our touchdowns, meanwhile, went to Darius Hayward-Bay, Gino Castro, and Jeff Cumberland. Defensively, Adam Hayward led the game with 6 tackles. Our leading tacklers for Buffalo were Justin Durant and Jamarcus Sanford, each with 3 tackles for a loss. Camarion Wimbley, John Bostic, Vince Wilfork, Thaddeus Gibson, and Jamarcus Sanford each chipped in 1. Our sacks came from Camarion Wimbley and Vince Wilfork, and our INTs came from Brian McCann, getting his first as a Buffalo Bill, and Jabari Greer in the red zone on Aaron Rodgers. Kicking the ball, Josh Brown, 1 for 1. Punting, Michael Conan at 1 for 49. Sam Martin, 1 for 45. Kick returns, Parrish Cox, 1 for 26. Jacoby Ford, 3 for 74. Gino Castro, 1 for 16. And punt returns, Gino Castro at 1 for 49. Parrish Cox, 1 for 11. All right, guys, thank you for joining me for Serial Monday. We get back in the win column. Join me tomorrow for practice, re-signings, scouting, as well as updates about the halfway point of the season in terms of player awards and records and stats. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you then. I'm Tuxedo T-shirt. Thank you for joining me, and I'm out.